In the last episode, you saw that we had qualified for the second knockout round of the Euro-Continental Cup. I know, not a big deal, but it's a big deal for this Swansea team. But in the Premier League, things had taken a turn for the worst. Europe, we don't play in now until March, so we really must focus and recover our form in the Premier League. We have to finish mid-table. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to the Liberty Stadium in Swansea, and if you are a first-time visitor, why not subscribe, like, watch and comment and help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. And as you can see, we have a game coming up against Leicester today, and but it has been a little bit of a recovery, but before we get into where we are in the table, you can see we are sitting in, I think we are in 6th place, and we do have a transfer window coming up very shortly, and things are starting to happen there, and I think it might be a very busy little transfer window. We have got a number of players under offer. Emil Kraft is under offer. We've accepted 4 bids for him, and so he will be leaving the club, I'm pretty sure. Looking at getting around about £11 million for him, and that will be pretty good business, I would think, for the fullback who's never actually going to make it. Ryan Manning, we've already sold him, but he's staying until the end of his contract. He's going to go on a free transfer. Hasn't made his mind up yet which one, but we will lose him at the end of the season, and that's okay. He's past his sell-by date and surplus to requirements. And then Gustavo Scarpa, he has been a pain in the butt, basically. He's not training very well. I made my mind up to sell him a long time ago, and sell him we are going to do. He was injured but has recovered, and we've got a couple of bids accepted. He's under contract. We're going to sell him for around about £14.5 million. We brought him in for £7 million. I would say that's a good bit of business. And if he doesn't want to train, doesn't want to be here, then we're going to let him go. We are looking at strengthening the squad as well. We're looking at Wissam Ben Yedder, an older forward, 33 years old. We're looking at him as an option to strengthen the attack, as I'm being told by the squad that we don't have enough squad depth up front, even though we have 5 very good forwards. I'm being told we don't have enough depth. With Wissam Ben Yedder is a very good forward, might be a good short-term option. I'm not sure yet. We are also looking at signing a fullback, and that could be either Joe Winstanley, a young player. We do need to get more young players into the squad. 18 years old, looks like a very good prospect, so we're keeping an eye on him. Or Jordan Lotomba, who also is a very nice fullback. We're looking at bringing him in. He's worth between 6 and 7.5 million pounds. He would do a job for us on either flank, and he's believed, though, his choice of move would be to Napoli, but we're keeping an eye on things and we will be making an offer there. And then we're looking at another striker, young striker, Ike Bravo. He's very, very interested in coming to us. He's a young 18-year-old striker and might be a very good signing for the future. I don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. More players will come into the picture, and it's going to be a very interesting transfer window in the next episode. That's one thing that is for sure. We do have money available. We have £7.8 million still left. And with the income that we get from the players that we're going to get rid of, then we will be in a very decent position, maybe 25 to 30 million pounds to spend, and we can certainly do a bit of business next time with that kind of money. But on the pitch, you saw us last time. We qualified for the second knockout round, so we don't play until March in the Eurocontinental Cup. So it was back to business, and we had to recover in the Premier League. We had 4 games, starting with Crystal Palace, that we should get at least 8 points from, and hopefully we were able to do that. And we took the game to Crystal Palace. They weren't ever in this game, and I actually on 35 minutes didn't think the breakthrough was going to come, but eventually Vitinha headed in Lavery's cross and made it 1-0. And after that, we never looked back. And we just opened up and took them apart. Lavery curled one into the corner to make it 2-0 on 51 minutes, and it was pretty much game done. They never really were in the game. They created a couple of chances, but nothing really that we want to write home about. Fisher made a mistake, which meant they hit the post, but it was all Swansea. And eventually we broke Crystal Palace hearts when Lavery fed in Levitt, and Levitt just curled one into the far corner from outside the box. 3-0 after 71 minutes, and Crystal Palace were finally broken. We are still not scoring. We've created about 32 chances in this game. We won the game 4-0. It should have been more. We created chance after chance after chance, and we did finally get a fourth, but really, I don't quite know. I really do need to strengthen up top. Vitinha scored his second of the game to make it 4-0, and we had beaten Crystal Palace. That was the first step in the recovery. We then had an away trip to Sheffield United, a game we should be winning, and winning quite comfortably. And I was a little bit concerned about the fact that we don't seem to be scoring goals. Delap hit the top of the crossbar with a header, and I'm always concerned that we're not putting the ball into the back of the net. We do have young forwards up there, and so they've got development to do. But eventually, Lavery and Vitinha managed to break the deadlock. We pushed, and created chance after chance after chance again. And eventually, Magyar, of all people, he headed into the corner and made it 1-0. Sheffield United came at us. They weren't finished. And although we dominated the game, they created chances. But it was never an easy game. But we had to show some resolve and keep going. And Lavery fed in Kraft, who blasted over the bar. And it just was a very, very nervy game, as all these games tend to be at the moment. Sheffield United came back into the game just before half-time and made it 1-1. And I'm having to tell the team I'm not very happy with the way things are going. And eventually, Hojek managed to round the goalkeeper and make it 2-1 after 70 minutes, and I felt a little bit more comfortable then. And then Matt Grimes buried a penalty to make it 3-1 after 75 minutes, and that was it, game over. Against Newcastle, a much trickier fixture, and not one that I expected to win this. Because Newcastle are a very, very good team. They were sitting above us in the Premier League at the time. And we did take the game to them, though. We are not lying down for teams. And Magyar was put in. And Magyar, his second in 2 games, made it 1-0 to Swansea after 27 minutes. But Newcastle, they're a good team. They put us under a lot of pressure. And Fisher made a dreadful error to allow Newcastle back into the game. And I guess you'd say you're being FM'd. We were much better than Newcastle, but I guess you've got to factor in tiredness. These boys have been playing a lot of football. Mata against Fulham, a much better story. We got back into the driving seat against Fulham, and Hojbjerg made it 1-0. And Fulham, again, a game we dominated. We are a team that is dominating possession. Mata fed across to Delap, and he made it 2-0 on 41 minutes. I'm starting to think, yeah, maybe we are scoring goals again. And then another opportunity, and Delap stole the ball in the 6-yard box to make it 3-0, and pretty much Fulham were dead and buried. They did come back into the game at the end as we got tired, and they did eventually score to make it 3-1 after 85 minutes, but the game was already over. And we have recovered, and to get 10 points out of a possible 12 now means we're sitting in 6th, and we're a little bit more comfortable than we were. And we have this game today against Leicester away. It's a very, very tough game. They have some very, very good players. They are also in form, and so we need to have our wits about us as we go into this fixture. We have some decent fixtures coming up too, and I'd like to think that we can take another 8 points would be really good during January, and a win in the FA Cup third round. That would be really nice for January. But let's go out there and make a good start against Leicester, and let's see what we can do and get this good January up and running. We are in form. We're a team that are looking good. In goal is Fisher, Amati, Williams, Kutchup and Augustinson at the back. Grimes, Levitt and Adley, who are becoming a midfield trio, and Delap, Satriano and Vitinha will play up front. So let's go and play some football, and let's beat Leicester. Let's show the Premier League that we mean business, and that we are back, and that we have now some time off from Europe, and teams are going to know about that. And let's go and beat Leicester. That's what I say. I feel fairly confident against Leicester, but it's been a quiet start. We are dominating the game as normal, but it's Leicester with the first highlight, and they are looking to push it wide, as I suspected they would be, and we need to be very vigilant out on the flanks. And he should turn him now, and that's good football. He's turned him, and there is the tackle. For fast teams, I've done a tutorial on this, and it does work sometimes. And that was poor from our forwards. And maybe I need to just stop running at the defence so much when we're playing away. Here come Leicester looking to play it out wide again, but we've covered that very nicely. Augustinson. He's having a good season, Augustinson. He finds Delap. Delap to Levitt. Levitt into Grimes. Grimes. He finds Satriano. Satriano through to Adley. Adley is bursting through the middle, and he puts it over the bar. A little bit rushed, a little bit... well, I don't know what to say about that. He went into Rosed, and he needs to calm down a little bit. I'm going to ask them not to run so much at the defence, to look for the pass. And we need also to take out Maddison, who's having a good game for them. But we are dominating the game as we come up to half-time, and I'm fairly happy things are going well. Our XG is far better than Leicester, and we tell them you're doing well, but you can do even better. Now let's get out there and win this game, and 2 more points will lift us into 5th if we can get the victory here. We're only looking for a mid-table for this season, but that's poor. That's poor. And Leicester, we've let them in down the left. We have given away a penalty. Armati, what are you doing? There's no way that VAR is going to say this isn't a penalty. FM doesn't do this. It just says penalty awarded, and I've no doubt it is a penalty. It is a penalty. And Leicester have a chance, against all the odds, to be fair, to take the lead and to punish us for not scoring again. And Maddison takes the kick and puts it away, and it is Leicester City 1, Swansea 0. This is not the plan, but we've got to come back into this game. We've got to do something to get back into this game. Maddison's penalty, top notch, sent Fisher the wrong way, and it is Leicester 1, Swansea 0. That's not really what I was expecting. And, well, there is a highlight from the kickoff, so normally something could happen from these kickoff highlights. As Augustinsson feeds Delap to Augustinsson. He finds Grimes to Augustinsson. And Levitt looking all the way back to Fisher. And we need to be a little bit more urgent than that. Reece Williams, he brings the ball forward. And he finds Adley, who's starting to fit into the team very well at the moment. Vitinha's bursting into the box, and that is a penalty. That is a penalty for Swansea. But I do smell a rat here, because FM, if it is a penalty, FM normally will, if there's 2 penalties in quick succession, one team will score, one team will miss. So I've got a funny feeling here. But come on, Grimes, you can do it. Let's not think about that. Come on, Grimes, you can do it. And Grimes steps up and he's missed it. I absolutely knew that was going to happen. It's a feature of FM. If there are 2 penalties, one team scores and the other one doesn't. We have another chance from the corner, but that's straight at Schmeichel. And we have to make some changes. We really need to do something to get back into this game. Oh, FM. That is so unfair. But that's the way it is. That's how the game is. And Leicester, in the 83rd minute now, they have a corner. And that is I think he hit the post from the corner. And we're lucky to be only 1-0 down. And I think that's probably it. Yes, it's game over. We have been beaten. I'm not very happy with the boys, especially Matt Grimes. And I don't know what damage that's done. We are down now in 7th. We have 31 points after 20 games. That's not so bad. We need to finish mid-table. That would make me happy, given the amount of fixtures that we've had to play. So it'll make me happy mid-table. But let's have a look now at the schedule and what's coming up. It's not the greatest start to January, not the start that I wanted. We've been doing very, very well. And unfortunately, though, January has not started well. We have Everton, Watford, West Ham and Fulham. They are games that we can get points from. And I will be expecting to get some points. March, things are going to get very, very tough for us. And we need to secure our place in the Premier League before then. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and you're new to the channel, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause you can see scrolling above. And all that remains to be said now is I think we'll come back for Nottingham Forest when the transfer window is shut. I do believe we will have a very busy transfer window coming up. And let's see where we are in the Premier League at the start of February. So until then, we will see you next time.